Right, today I thought I would talk a bit about some patch leads that I've just bought. I've bought these before actually. This is the second batch that I've bought. When I first bought them, I got them because I wasn't too sure how they would be. I've bought some cheaper cables in the past, and certainly some cheap guitar cables, and they've turned out to be pretty noisy because a lot of the cheaper ones are not really shielded very well, or the plugs are quite weak, and you can sometimes get issues. So I tend to try and use good quality guitar leads and patch leads as well, because if you get some noise issues and that, a lot of the time it's coming from cheap cables. These are probably what you would call cheap in relation to some of the sets that you get for Diago and George L's and things like that, which will usually set you back about maybe £60 for like 3 meters of cable and about 10 plugs maybe. Which is quite a lot of money when you have to do a whole pedal board that can go into hundreds of pounds. These, however, are £15.90, but don't let that make you think that they're poor quality. Because the price wise, if I compare it to what I was paying for Mutric, I can buy Mutric cable, which is good quality guitar cable, which is what my other patch leaves are made of, at £1.20 a metre, which is pretty cheap. And the plugs are maybe about £2 each for Mutric plugs. So if you sort of count it up that way compared to these, there's not a vast difference. So these don't really come in any fancy packaging like some of the other ones. It comes like a bag, it says Harley Benton. You've got everything that you need in here, which I'll show you. I tested these alongside my other patch cables, which are Mutric cable, Van Dam cable and Mutric jacks, and absolutely no difference at all. You'll get a lot of people try and claim that you'll lose high end and all the rest of it. Now that's true for some poor quality cables, and if it's a longer length, then it's really about the capacitance of the cable, and you can test that to see what it is. I did that with these in relation to the Mutric and Van Dam cable ones, and there was very little in it. In fact, actually I think these performed just slightly better. But certainly to the ear, plug them in, I didn't hear a single bit of difference. As I say, you'll get people who will try and say, I mean, some people might say these are poor, didn't work for them, that's fine. But for me, I tested them with the ones that I've used for years, and these, and in terms of hearing wise, what I hear coming through the amps and stuff, absolutely no difference to me, and there's no noise issues or nothing. And what attracts me to these is the fact that the cable was nice low profile thin cable, which is a lot neater for doing the pedal board, and the plugs are a lot smaller, which means you can sort of fit it in a bit neater, and you can even maybe fit an extra pedal or whatever on. So as I say, don't equate the affordable price with quality, because it's not always the case, and it's certainly not with these. So what I'll do now is what I'm going to do is show you how easy it is actually to build these things, because some of them, I've tried other ones before in the past, I find them a bit tricky because they're solderless to get working. But with these it was really simple. You don't have to strip any wire, nothing, no solder, no nothing. So I'll get it opened up, show you what's in there, and show you just how easy it is to actually build these things and use them. Okay, so as you can see in the packet there that I've now opened, you've got your 10 plugs in here, and 3 meters low profile cable, so it's nice and thin. You've got a wee wire cutter here. Going with the last batch, this is pretty much useless. Take my advice and don't use it, because it's really pretty pointless. And you've got the wee screwdriver thing here, which you'll see what that is used for in a minute. So it's really simple. So I've still got some wire left to my other batch, so I'll show you the way I would cut them here. Now, I've got some there. Basically, you get your length, so measure it on your pedal board how long you need it. I've got a length here as a reference to what I need this cable to be. Right. And basically all I do is get a pair of wire cutters and try and get the cut as straight as possible, just a nice clean straight cut. So I want to make this one just a wee bit longer. Right, so now that we've got that cut, I've got 3 there, right. So it's as easy now as getting your plug. Now on each one of these plugs there's a wee screw on the side here, right. So you just need to loosen that screw so then you don't see it when you look in the hole at the top here. So go like that, and if you won't be able to see in this camera, but inside there's like a wee pin that's just poking straight up like that, right? And basically when you put the cable in here, that wee pin is going to go right in the core of your wire. So just make sure it's straight at the top there, right, or as straight as can be. And all you need to do then is push it into the plug, and push it right in like that, and just give it a kind of wee twist from side to side just to make sure it's secure, like that. Take your screwdriver and tighten the screw right up until it's flush with the side of the plug. That's it. And then for the other side, we're just going to repeat that process. Take the end, make sure it pushes right in, just kind of twist that a bit from side to side. You don't have to be too hard, just enough to make sure that pin is going right in the core. And what you can also do as well if you want is to test it before starting to plug everything in. Just get a multimeter if you've got one and just test that the signal is going through the cable. And that's it. That is how easy it is. There's no stripping, no nothing. You're just basically cutting a nice cut at either end to the length that you need, and put it in, tighten it up, and that's you got your patch cable. Now, as I say, some people might doubt what I'm saying about these and try and say that they're no good quality or whatever, or they've had problems with them. And maybe they have, I don't know. All I can speak for is my own board and my own experience. And as I say, price wise, it's comparable to the buying Neutrik Van Dam cable, separately, and Neutrik plugs. There's not a lot of difference in it. These are a bit more affordable than doing it that way. Certainly a lot easier. And for my money, they work just as good, because I would not use them if I was getting problems, because I do gig regularly. Obviously not at the moment. And the last thing I need is unreliable cables that are either noisy or don't work properly. So there you go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish the rest of my board. So every pedal has got these connected up to it. And I'll show you how it looks at the very end. And you can see for yourself how it looks on a board that's completely wired up. But certainly I would recommend checking these out. These are the Harley Benton patch cable kit. I think I paid £15.90, which got me 10 plugs and 3 meters of cable, which the cable I've actually got spare left from the last batch. So a couple of, I think I bought 4 packets now, which is like £60 in total. And that's given me 20 patch leads, which is enough to do my entire board. I've got a kind of medium sized board. But that price is the equivalent to maybe 1 pack, as I say, Diago or Georgios or other similar products. So it's really substantially cheaper or substantially more affordable than the brands. So yeah, there you go. And as I say, I'll show you at the end how my board looks with this wired up. And so all my cables are made up and put on the board, and this is plugged into all the pedals. As you can see, they're nice and neat here in the back of the quartermaster switcher. Plenty of space there, and between each of the pedals, meaning you can get the pedals really quite close together and neat. In between each pedal there, nice neat slimline plugs. So there you go. As I say, Harley Benton patch cable set you back about 16 quid. A few packs should do most pedal boards. Mine isn't quite finished yet. I've still got a exotic wagon on here and a Electro Harmonics Nano, oh god, what's the name of it again, the pitch shift one, Pog. I've still got that to go in there as well, and that'll fill the board up completely in this board. But yeah, that's the patch leads. I've still got a few left for the last pedals I've got to put on the board, but that's everything on there. Nice and neat. Good cables, effective, work well, no issues. Check them out.